It was too loud. The last two episodes. The background
We're
sound.
not on yet. Now let's go. Oh, love music, love life, love movies, and it's going to be an interesting one as always on Film Focus on Smooth 90.1 because we love music and we love every other thing that I've mentioned to you, and you're welcome to be a part of it. Here, we talk about series, we talk about animations, we talk about documentaries, we analyze what's happening in the movie industries all around the world. So from Nollywood, Gollywood, Wakaliwood to Hollywood and every other woods. You're welcome to join the conversation and go through the different segments of the show with us. From now till 11:55, we will be together if you give us a bit of your time. I don't know how to greet it. Maybe happy Easter or happy whatever version of celebration is going on at your end. And thank you for joining us on Film Focus. My name is Oluwaseun. And in the studio with me, making his return again in flesh and blood, we're grateful for his presence. Please welcome with me, Oris, also known as Kevin.
Kelvin, you must remember the L.
Kelvin.
Good morning, Lagos, and good afternoon and evening for those who are in a different time zone. Once again, I'm back with the woman, otherwise known as Oluwaseun, right? Yes.
And again, out of his busy schedule, manages to make time for us. We're grateful for the presence of Irabor. Good morning.
Morning. I'm guessing the intro is getting better. Oris just made us know, made the whole world know that our show is global. She understand? He didn't just say good morning. For the others outside, do you understand? Good morning,
Exactly.
good evening, good afternoon. Now.
All right, thank you, gentlemen, for your presence. So, who wants to start to tell us what they have been up to? Let me start with you, Oris. Yes, we shall.
What have I been up to, or what have I been up to in terms of the movies?
Everything.
What have I been up to? Again.
Okay, just the one you feel we should know before we get into TMI zone.
Exactly. So always a good thing to some kind of let's see. On the screen, or rather in the two different things, right? One is on the screen, one is like in the movie business, because I'm trying to like lobby a few people. Next month is the big Cannes Festival, and everybody knows there's a Nigerian film there. So as it stands, I am trying to lobby a few investors, if that's the way to put it, to carry me in their backpack this time, since I'm refusing to fund it myself. Anyway, so there's that. On the screen though, what have I been seeing? I put it in my schedule to see the new RMD, which I still haven't seen, Radio Voice.
Oh, okay.
And there's another one actually. Okay, I saw two similar themed movies. Ashwebi Diaries and Owambe Thieves. Owambe Thieves. Okay, so those ones I'm mental notes to see them at some point. Otherwise, what have I really seen? Well, I'm still watching my 30 Rock. Sorry to anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm still seeing 30 Rock. What have I seen locally? Yes, and I'm still trying my best to finish Baby Farm. Jesus. Hollywood. Anyway, what else? I'm avoiding G20 for my own health sake. Is laughing?
Yes, he's laughing so much. You know that deep belly laugh.
What else? You know what? It's enough. I can't remember what exactly I've been up to. It's been a very tricky week, so I think that's the extent of my recollection. If I remember anything, I'll make sure to say. Irabor, over to you.
Oh no, not yet.
Wants to quiz me? Hopefully not.
No, not you as well. I'm sure that we're going to get to Irabor's list pretty soon. But in case anyone wants to share with us what they have been watching and also give us some specifics in terms of what we should watch or not watch, you're welcome to join this conversation. The WhatsApp line to send your messages to is 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. Give us a second or two and we'll be back with you.
To Nigeria's #1 station, Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life.
Awesome.
To say wonderful with our exclusive land discount. The season of renewal brings you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That's not you.
Not me.
Prices for a limited time. Enjoy your
You know, they send me and Irabor sound like.
I was cringing at the audio production.
Who did that?
I don't know. It's just yeah.
21st, 2025.
Different.
Don't miss this chance to invest in your future at a discounted rate. Ready to claim your Easter land deal? Contact us today at 52B.
Hire a professional voiceover actor. You'll say no.
Call us on
Catch yourself now.
091 686 34268.
No budget.
Because do you know what just happened? I was so focused on the sound that I completely missed the message.
Well, then again, really not for you though. So there's that.
I'm too critical.
Stay on top of money matters with the experts and make mastery of financial management on the global scale. What a way to run your life. Personal finance on Smooth 98.1 every Wednesday from 5:15 p.m. It's all about your finances made easy.
My name is Zaina Balogo, and you are listening to Smooth 98.1, your love music, love life station.
Welcome. You are listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, and here we talk about everything movie-ish, series-ish, documentary-ish, animation-ish, screen-ish. My name is Oluwaseun. I do have in the studio with me Oris, also known as Kelvin, and I have joining us virtually Irabor Okosu. So Irabor, let's get to know what you have been watching.
Wait, sorry. Oris's other name is Kelvin.
Middle name, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Or not, but anyway, let's move on from my news.
So, I haven't watched anything new. I am hoping to go to the cinema from next week. That's from 28th, 29th. That's when my own leave starts. So I'm looking forward to watching The Amateur, the one that this guy did. What's that guy's name again? That guy is a very good actor, Sha. I can't remember his name.
Amateur, that's Rami Malek.
Rami Malek, thank you, Rami Malek. Yeah, then obviously I'd like to check out Sinners because I've been seeing a lot of technical content about it, you know, the shooting style and all the cinematography, so I would like to see it, you know.
It's got really good reviews, actually.
Yeah, so far.
But I don't know if it resonates with the Nigerian audience, so not sure. But again, it's still something we're still trying to understand. Nigerian audience is very dynamic, funny, and unpredictable. But I did see Walking Man. It's, I mean, an obvious film that you just know that it's a Jason Statham film. It's just like a Liam Neeson film where you know the plot already. So are you just looking to go and watch something new about something that is old? You get my point. So that one, I heard it has grossed over like 100 and something million plus. So, but I'm liking the selection of films that are in cinema now, maybe because we're heading into rainy season / summer, if you get me. So maybe we see numbers that can resonate to what we kind of predicted or hoped or projected from last year, you know, given what the numbers were last year during the media period.
Are you done? Are you done or you're gone? I think gone is the word.
50 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely start with the part where we're telling you what people have been watching. But before then, let's talk about the box office numbers, because Irabor talking about The Working Man. I think Jason has been so busy. He's been the transporter, he's been the beekeeper, he's been the mechanic, he's been Fast and Furious. That man has changed titles so many times. Same role, sort of.
Yeah.
So
he's really a working man.
He's a working man. I think this one is apt for
this.
This
like the lifetime achievement, lifetime achievement, to cover what he's been doing for the past decade or two. Actually, he's really a working man, and I guess audiences just know what they will get. So you're like, okay, it is going to be a lot of people breaking bones and stuff. Let's just go see exactly whose bones gets broken this time. Exactly. I think that's the only suspense in the Jason Statham universe.
But do you have a favorite of Jason's works?
I am not, to be honest, a
fan?
big fan. So maybe if I had a gun to my head and say, you know what, pick one, I'll just have to go back in time and say, you know, something between Crank and the first Transporter movie.
Mm.
I think maybe between all those two. I don't think I've seen the Oh, there is one he did with Guy Ritchie, the remake of like a French thriller. What's the name of that one? The one with the passenger? No. There's something, right?
He's got you off the
Honestly, yeah. He was again a working man in this one, where someone killed his son in the beginning and he tried to like bring them.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's just not long ago. It's like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was a remake of a French film. I just can't remember the title. No, it's definitely not Transbar. Transbar is like when I was.
Anyways, it's Jason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's pretty much, but that for me, that was like in a way a better story just because it's Guy Ritchie, and I like Guy Ritchie. Although not maybe not the past few films, but I do like Guy.
About Jason or Keanu?
Just imagine.
Okay.
I don't think it's fair. You should be saying Jason or John Wick. If you get what I mean, because Keanu, I think, is much more than.
There's Matrix.
Yeah, but that's 99, man. That's a long time ago.
Still. So, Irabor, Jason or Keanu?
I say what?
You can imagine what she's talking about. I think it's clear. Don't be like this.
No, I need to be sure. I say what?
Oris, will you help?
Well, I guess let's say as an action hero. Yes.
Action hero.
Yeah.
Jason.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's done like 3 billion films.
Yeah, he's got more bones than Keanu.
Keanu has only, I mean, just in my view, it's really just one, but you can add Matrix to it. So Matrix and what's it called? And John Wick. That's about it for action movies for Keanu.
But if it's for acting,
so it's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight.
It's for acting, Keanu, I guess.
I beg, please, both of them are one-dimensional actors.
I don't think so, but we'll move on. So in terms of the box office number at the Nigerian box office, so far, although this was as at 13th of April, so I guess we're going to be getting the data at the end of today or this weekend. As at 13th of April, a working man in Nigeria has gotten 126.9 million naira.
Was it on top? Was it on top in the list? I mean, are you reading from the list or you're just giving the figures?
No, I'm just giving the figures of the top ones. And in terms of the indigenous movie, Labake Olododo, that's Iyabo Ojo, who has had an eventful weekend. Her daughter is getting married. Her movie at the box office in Nigeria has surpassed 200 million naira. Anybody seen it yet?
Of course not.
She's having one hell of a year. Not just even a weekend. She's having one hell of a year. So I haven't seen it. I will see it. I think I just spent like an entire 2 days in the cinema. Probably stay somewhere close to the island or somewhere and just.
That reminds me. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. When did the last Mission Impossible come out? I saw Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Mission Impossible on the same day.
Wow, how did you do that?
Was at the cinemas the entire day. That's pretty much.
The entire day.
Yeah, I saw the 3 films. Oppenheimer was like 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
I saw the film back to back. One day actually.
Yeah.
All right then, so let's get to talking about the top 5. We have narrowed it down to the top 5 now. The top 5 series or movies that people are watching on the platforms, the big platforms here in Nigeria. You've got the blue platform, the red platform, and the orange platform. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but you would have to go figure that out. And it's important to know that these are not necessarily recommendations from us or from any of the analysts, unless they explicitly say that they're recommending it. But we get started with the red app. And number 1 top 10 movie is A Lagos Love Story. King Cater and what's the name? Something Quest, Promise Quest. Any one of you seen it?
What is Promise Quest?
Oh, the character names.
Oh, character. Oh, okay.
That is Michael Affolani, who looks so much like a second in that movie. There is
Jemima. Yeah. Yes. I mean, of course, everybody has seen a few clips online. Not great clips, I must say, but to each their own.
I have a question. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. And to you, Sharon, too, I need your own opinion. But Oris,
Yeah.
you find it difficult these days, or do you have excitement to want to watch a movie, or do you think it's an obligation to want to watch it?
I'm sure you know my own answer, or Irabor. So there's no point asking.
Forward to it? Like, do you look for, like, before films would come out and you're like, yeah, I want to watch this, or I'm going to watch this, but do you have that excitement to want to watch, and why if you don't?
Okay, no, so I would not be answering why that, because I do actually. For some movies, I think film marketing over the past maybe for a while now has been really, really sad. But then again, I think there is also maybe they are marketing a lot of movies to people who are younger than I am. So there could also be that. I think the people who take the most space, or in fact, the most space everywhere is Marvel, and I'm not sure that the movies are really for people of my age, frankly, maybe for younger persons. So, but sometimes when I do see an A24 clip online,
Production.
I really like, I really, really would like to see this. It's a shame that not a lot of them come to our cinemas. But yes, for stuff like that, I do see it. But Nollywood, though, I think that's where I really struggle these days. Not a lot of great projects are being produced right now for our local cinema. So it's really difficult for me to, like, I don't know, drum up some excitement. So for instance, this Lagos love story, I saw, I think, one clip. I'm just like, what nonsense is this, please? So there's stuff like that, But if only, I was saying something that I felt was well acted and well written, I think that the excitement will come back. So it's not necessarily that I am jaded or anything. The problem is just the quality of the marketing on the one hand, quality of the movies on the other hand. I do not really know that they are working for me. Yeah.
I have a follow-up. When was the last time you looked forward to watching, and it wasn't like a chore or a burden or something?
I mean, that's a good one to answer even right now, because yes, I do have some kind of excitement to see Sinners, Ryan Coogler's new film.
Okay.
I wasn't really, I mean, I liked the first few clips that came out maybe a few months ago. But since I've been seeing him talking about like the analysis of what they are trying to do with the movie, and the reviews are like almost 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm like, okay, this is something that I definitely have to see. It's not going to be a streaming thing. It's like I have to go to the cinemas to see this. You get, so for stuff like that, I am excited, but I don't find the same enthusiasm for what we are producing locally. And I guess that's an issue, because look at this. I think the last big movie we had was for one of the Funke Akindele comedies, which are really not for me. And then now we have Labake Lodudu. Like, from the title, it's definitely not for us. Anyways, so the point is, there's stuff like this, and it's like, what is the stuff that you would look forward to, where you feel like, okay, this is a well-written, well-acted, well-directed project? I don't find it locally. So yeah, there's that problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you have your answer. We move on then.
But Phil, I thought you were going to.
Mirabon knew my answer before asking that question.
I don't know your answer.
But I know that our listeners do not know.
Again, for the 1001st time.
Yeah.
No. I don't look forward to watching movies these days. I am jaded. That's the word.
Is it, do you think it's an age thing, or a time thing, or a quality of film thing?
I think all the factors combined. I think it was last year or 2 years ago that I got into a zone where watching movies sometimes feel like I'm wasting time. Then there is a part where I finally convinced myself to do it, and it feels like I'm having a deja vu moment watching a movie. Like I've seen it before. The line, I know the end. There's nothing exciting. For context, this month, two of the movies that I've seen, G20 or Lagos Love Story. So you can imagine.
Well, so this is partly your fault. You're picking bad dates, sure.
There are movies that we need to watch for the sake of it, and that's where I come to the last of it. It's part of the job. I have to do a job, so it now feels more like an obligation.
I guess so. The question now would be, what has replaced movies in your life? What do you then do for fun if you think that you're wasting time? If you are
back in the day,
okay, yeah, I mean, I guess both of them. Yeah. He's saying to give an example of a film that you saw back in the day that you thought, oh, this was really good. But I'm asking you now that if the space for movies has moved, what exactly has occupied that? Social media?
No, there are other things. So this will, I feel like both of you have cornered me. I have so much going on that I would sometimes rather just listen to podcasts and listen to audiobooks. No, I'm not a boring person, but I have so
Nobody
much
said
going
that.
on
Guilty
that
conscience.
I feel like other than me watching a movie or two for the sake of the job, I need some skills. There are some knowledge I'm trying to gather and gain and skills I'm trying to develop that I would rather just spend time watching or listening to those content and it will not make me feel bad. It's one of the things is you feel, oh, this movie is going to be great. And you don't mind watching it because you have gotten something in return, maybe an emotional value.
Okay.
But by the time you do not get that, you feel bad. You feel like I have wasted time. And yes, that's why I said part of it is growing older. So I think I'm almost at a point in my life where time is so precious. I don't want to waste it. So if I'm not getting any sort of emotional value, psychological value, material value, any form of value whatsoever from what I'm involving in, be it an activity, I feel bad. So that's one of the reasons why I just pick some of the movies and the rest, Oris and Irabor will do the watching. Thank you.
Ah,
Can you imagine?
okay.
Now I feel like a guinea pig.
I mean,
Wow.
So now we should go on and talk about some of the movies that are being watched and being streamed on the platforms. Okay, number one is a Lagos love story. Number two is Meet the Kumalos. Number three is The Book of Clarence, which in the spirit of Easter, people are definitely watching, and it just got added to the platform. And number four, going all the way to Asia for this one with the Rajputs, Shava is a title. And number five, Venom, The Last Dance. If we go over to the Blue app, number one on the Blue app for today is Wheel of Time. Europa, can you hear me?
yeah.
Number two is G20. Number three is Oshurunga. Number four is Carjackers. Number five is Kamal. And finally, on the Orange app, which is our own indigenous app right here in Nigeria. Oh, can't seem to pull that one up now. But yeah, found it. Number one is... Huh? No, I take that back. I didn't find it. It disappeared again. Where did you go? No, come back. I found it. Flatmates
Wura has
is
to be
number
top
one.
five.
Top five, yeah.
So he's
Mhm.
saying Wura should be top 5.
Is it? No, it's not. You'll be shocked. Number one
Wow.
is Flatmates. Number two is Venom, The Last Dance. Number three is Chatham. Number four is The Hunger Games, The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. While number five is SWAT. Yeah, that's it. Not top five. Guess what? It's not even top 10.
Wura is not top 10.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they have not. Have they pumped in some kind of publicity for Wura?
It's ending.
I know.
Hmm.
That's the point I'm making. So, but they still need to tell us, hey, finale. I don't think I've seen anything to that effect.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Also, it's
so
not
maybe, yeah, so they should probably do that.
All right. Did you want to say something, Durable?
No. I was saying that was the same reason I was asking. Because it's having its finale or it had its finale. So I wanted to know if maybe as a result, people were watching and it should be top 5, or maybe it's already top 10. We're just not including it now.
Because I took that from the top 20 list.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on now and talk about Wizkid getting his documentary premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival. Maurice?
I guess it's interesting, right? I saw it not very insightful one last year with Ira Star on the Blue app.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for 25 minutes or so, just really short and sketchy stuff. So hopefully this is more in-depth. But I'm always very nervous when it comes, not nervous. I'm just always, what's the word now? A little unconcerned or unbothered when I hear there is a big pop star who has a documentary and he or she is involved with it. You can be sure that they're going to clean up everything possible. So it's not going to be a thing of, someone who is really trying to get at the truth as to what makes you who you are. It's really just like some kind of celebrity airbrushed version you are certainly going to get. But that said, I'm happy that there is a Nigerian subject for a documentary and it's showing at a New York festival. That's not bad. I mean, I'm happy with that. But I think I would have been happier if we had like a Nigerian behind it. I'm sure that it's an American production. I think the director is definitely not Nigerian, some lady. And another thing made me laugh. I mean, say, what? Look, Nigeria, we're never making, we're not going to make it. It just makes me sad because I was reading about this and I realized that Whiskey is actually going to be there at the premiere. What? What? Are you telling me that if it was a Nigerian director and this was a Nigerian festival, Whiskey would have appeared at the place? I really, 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 really doubt that. But because it's New York and it's done by a foreign director, he's going to appear with the director for a Q&A after the film screens. I'm like, wow. Anyway, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy on some kind of. No, I don't think jealousy is not the word.
Not on behalf of the ones here.
No. I'm discussing something more political than I guess personal, or so to speak. The thing is just, do we have? I mean, it's several levels. One, do we have? I remember I remember someone telling me last year that she's kind of like a distributor, and she works with a lot of these foreign platforms to get Nigerian projects out there. And she was telling me that most of them tell her that they are not really interested in Nigerian documentaries. And I'm like, why? Can you guess why? According to what this person told her, Nigerians suck at it. Yeah, so that was the reason. So she was telling me that this person said that, Nigerians just don't know how to make good documentaries. So they would rather not just even get into all of that. So there is that bit here. Like, okay, we have people who are deserving of certain stuff like a documentary, but do we have people who can tell those stories in the way that they probably should be told, especially if such a person has like international clout? Can you do a good job? So that's one part of the story. The other part of the story is that even if we did have that person was homegrown, will you, get the access to these persons who have international clout to say, hey, let's do this, and you get their cooperation if you need it, of course, because the other thing to do, you can also do like the investigative type where you don't need the person to cooperate. So anyway, will they say, hey, you know what, come and do it? And if they do say they will do it, will they be willing to support it in the way that we is supporting this person who is doing this project at Tribeca? So I'm just saying, from a Nigerian perspective, from somebody who wants to see us succeed internationally, it sometimes feels like we do not have the support we need. If Irabor today is going to make a documentary on Funka Kidele, I'm sure that he's going to sweat before he gets access to even do something of that nature. And if he did do it, was he going to be able to convince her to show up for all of the marketing spots that he needed her to show up for? Will she come with him to Smooth FM to talk about it? You get? Will she go with him to NTA? These are some of the what's the word now? Conversations that we should be having about the way we treat each other. But then again, I guess there's also the bit of if you don't deserve it, you never will get the opportunity. So, but generally, I think as a culture, we favor foreigners a lot more than we favor ourselves. So we have to like prove. That said, I'm wishing Irabor success in getting Funka Kidele to like do a Irabor, I've given you a job today, please. Go forth and conquer.
To go and get Funka Kidele to do what?
A documentary now. She has the top 4 movies.
Hold on. Before we go on, if you have the chance, the resources, the time, the ears of one person living or dead, who would you like to make a documentary about, Irabor?
One person living or dead?
Nigerian or?
Yeah, Nigerian.
Okay, Nigerian, Irabor, who?
Oh, Nigerian.
Don't say Sheon.
Sheon who?
Kelvin. That's what I'm going to call you.
Oh,
so
okay.
Sheon Smooth FM.
Sheon Smooth FM. Oh, I would have to give an answer. I can't rush this answer. No, it's not something. No, I can't rush the answer. I'll give you at the end.
What about you?
I would probably like to divide it and say, if you said living, that person, I mean, I'm a writer. So what I would like to do is like write like a biography of somebody and then maybe translate that into a documentary. The person right now in the music business will be Burna Boy. Yes, definitely yes. Living music, Burna Boy. No, okay. Why? Why?
Why Burna Boy?
Because I think that there are layers to that guy, and I can already tell that there's a conflict
Okay.
You know, the story in my head is already clear that somewhere in the middle, I'm going to find what I need. For instance, his stuff in the UK before he got banned, as they said. That is definitely some kind of interesting bit to like unpack. There's a relationship with the music and with Nigerians. There's also that. So there's just several bits I feel like you can do a lot with a Burna Boy story than, in my own view, most of the others. Davido, rich kids stories are all over the place. I just feel like he will be the person. For film, it probably would be one of the new guys, either C. Obasi or Kenneth Young. That's for Nollywood. Yeah.
All right, so Irabor, what's your take on this Love Leaf Lagos? According to them, following the rise of Wizkid as a Nigerian music star to a global superstar whose music has opened the doors for African musicians.
Nonsense. What kind of anyway, please, Irabor, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, the title is wishy-washy, but
did they open any door for anybody? People always
you see how I'm stammering?
That's what I'm saying. His music did not open it. You said?
Yeah. So you see how I'm stammering to answer that. It's kind of like somebody asking you, like, oh, Funke has all these box office hits, but is she doing anything for Nollywood in terms of the quality of the film? So you're like, you know, but she's also doing that, what she's doing, you know, in the box office. So it's really it's a difficult thing to answer. Yes, he's an icon. Yes, I think just because he's an icon, he should, or it is influencing something one way or the other, hopefully in the right positive manner. Fine. But I believe we need such content, but how the content is going to be delivered is now the issue, just like what Oris said in sense of the talent to do documentary, because documentary isn't entirely the way you shoot a film. You know, it has a lot of mind aspect to it, you know, perspective and, you know, narrative and many things around it. So you watch documentary show, so you'd understand what I'm saying, I'm sure. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. And to Oris's point, it's something we've always been saying here, where last week we spoke about how promotions should be. The same people who talk about promotions being a certain way are the same people who won't show up, you know, for the project. Now, they want to be paid for promotions on top of what they are paid. Again, I'm not really against getting paid, but like, you also still have to find a way to give to the craft and to the industry as well with your presence and, you know, your opinions and all that. So readily Wizkid would be in a panel session or do whatever because of the setting and how the whole thing is set up, because, you know, Ori said we like to give, you know, credence to those outside. Of course, it's true. And we need to change that fundamentally. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't partner or do things with people outside, but you would not leave your own house on fire and not going to be pouring water somewhere, that kind of thing. So I like that we are seeing content like this. Hopefully it's good, it's shot well, everything turns out well, but I feel that we need to kind of understand that aspect of Nollywood or aspect of us, documentary filmmaking or whatever, you know, and try to understand that there are levels to it and we can niche it to the point where it has its own market, it has its own audience, it has, you know, different things that are required for it to keep being sustainable. But hopefully we get there. But again, how do we get there? That's my question always.
All right, moving on, something we mentioned passively the other time, but now let's talk a little bit about it. After 2 years, 3 seasons, and 260 episodes, Wura is coming to an end. And according to the statement by Dr. Busola Tejumola, that's the executive head of content and West African channels at MultiChoice, she said, "We are thrilled by the overwhelming response from fans who have been part of this journey. Since episode 1, it has set new benchmark for African originals on the streaming platforms, and we couldn't be prouder to have created a show that resonated so deeply with audiences across the continent."
Yeah, I mean, happy for them. 160 is a lot. Wow, I wonder if there's, I wonder if people in the company themselves actually saw all 260 episodes. That would be interesting to find out. Anyway, no further comments. But yes, so I'm happy for production and everything. But let's remember something. Wura actually is a remake of something, you know, right? know that, right? It's not even like an original story to us. And I always wonder about stuff like that. Like, when do we see the inverse? When do we see a Nigerian project so good that some random person or a company in Mexico or in Brazil or in the US or in the UK says, hey, let's adapt this for our local audience? It's always the other way around, you know? So it's like, someone was asking me the other day, okay, maybe it's a joke to somebody, I was saying, hey, if you have a project you wanted to do, you could get a Nigerian graphic designer who will do, if you have the model from somewhere, but to ask them to like generate that idea themselves might be a struggle, you know. And the person was saying, okay, so is the issue that we as a people are not particularly creative? And I guess that is the question for everybody who's listening to us. Do you think Nigerians are creative enough? Because yeah, stuff like this happens. No, but you see what I'm saying, right? Wura has been successful for them according to what they are saying now. But the original story idea is not from Nigeria. I think it's a Mexican or whatever soap, you know, that got adapted, or is it South African? Something, but it's not Nigerian. I'm now saying that, do we have any of the opposite? I doubt it. I'm not sure that we've had anything from here that a Mexican or South African say, hey, let's adapt it into our market. I don't think we have. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, okay, so is there a creativity issue here? Anyway, but this is like far more than I guess we should discuss on this particular subject. All I can say is congrats to the team, and I'm happy they succeeded.
Oris is literally the person who will go for about 10 minutes of the subject and say, oh, I don't want to say much. Irabor.
There we go.
Well, I feel Nigerians are very creative. I think the environment limits a lot. Just looking at electricity, connectivity, and I mean, just governance, policy, and all that limits.
Irabor, sorry. Let me complicate what you're saying. Sorry. How can you say Nigerians are creative if, as you are saying again, there are all of these hindrances to that creativity being expressed? So to what exactly are you speaking? Where's the evidence of what you're saying? Are you just hoping that that's the truth?
No. This is where I'm coming from with it. So despite all the limitations, they're still able to bring out stuff. Now, if those limitations were not there, how well would the stuff they're currently bringing out with those limitations now be? Do you get my point? So it's like, regardless of the limitations, you are still trying to do something. And yes, it may be subpar, but I'm saying if the environment were to be favorable, that's why when you see most Nigerians who leave Nigeria and go outside, they are getting distinctions at their MSc. They are thriving, because it's just like, you guys have it like this here. Like I had to jump through hoops to be able to even do something that is so normal. So that's where I'm coming from with it. And please, this one, I will say this for a fact anywhere. The Western world, they are thieves when it comes to ideas and artifacts and so many things. Look at Shango. Shango is Thor, for example. So, like, they can repackage and reimagine and make something.
Oh, he's also one of their own gods there.
Yeah, Grecian, I was about to say that.
Thursday is named after him, by the way. So let's calm down.
I'm sure you get my point. I mean, I'm just trying to stir water. My point is that they fap well. She understand.
Okay. But true. But I have to say this. Sorry. I mean, I know she always just like, let us move on. But let me say this. I do not think that, considering how much or how long Nigerians or Nigeria has been emigrating to some of these so-called better countries, I don't think we have lived up to expectations, even with all of that. So, for instance, the way we have, I think we are a nation of employees, which is ridiculous, which is sad. We don't even become the leaders of these companies. We have bankers who have left Nigeria. Has anybody become the CEO of Goldman Sachs or of JP Morgan? No. We have tech bros who are like brilliant and going everywhere. Has any of them become the CEO of Google or Microsoft or anything? None. Okay. So the point, but meanwhile, you have Indians who are doing this almost like on a daily. There was a point where Twitter, Microsoft, and Google had like Indians as the CEOs. We don't have that. We have never built like a big company.
That has to do with
okay.
That has to do with nation and your nation positioning, like how do I put it now?
But we can talk about. Let's talk about this often. Everyone wants to kill me here.
You started the fire. This is going to put some.
Okay, so should he continue then?
Please,
it's your face I'm looking at.
Irabor, you can wrap it up and just say your final thoughts on that matter.
Okay, so I mean, shout out to I'm a fan of multi-choice Africa Magic, all of them. Like I'm a fan, huge fan, just because they keep it consistent with their calendar of activities and events and slate of content. So the fact that they've had something run for 260, whether production is great or not great, that is not an easy feat. So and I've watched Wura. Wura is a very solid, decent show. You understand? I mean, some episodes here and there not all too well, but altogether they try. So that's where I'm coming from with it. But I'm not also a fan of them try. Do you get? But yes, kudos to them. I'm looking forward to the next one that they're going to commission. They've been doing their best trying to dabble into different things. So even if some of them are misses, but hopefully we just keep it going and we see what they can do.
Okay, moving on. After about 20 market days, the executive director and CEO of the National Film and Video Censors Board has said that Netflix has not exited the Nigerian markets.
Wait, he really said that?
Yes.
Yep.
They
had a meeting.
Yes, he did.
They had a meeting, which is weird. I mean, let me just say my Insta story that I know, but they had a meeting at the headquarters, the African headquarters offices of Netflix, in Amsterdam. When was this? Maybe last month or so. And I guess this is like the fallout from that meeting, which is, but yeah, what do you think? He said, by the way, let's complete it, that what they have done is they are scaling back on their operations in the country.
We said that, and we said that they were putting more money in Mexico.
So the thing is, I mean, there's some privileged information, like Oris was trying to say something, couldn't say. There's some privileged information that we are, aware of, and we can't put it out there. But I will say this, towing the line. First of all, I don't even understand that trip. Like, I don't even get it. The thing, it just, I don't know. It made me cringe. You guys nominated a delegation to go to Amsterdam to go and meet them. To not be like, why are you people not coming to buy our film again? Or it's like your industry, uncle. Is there anything to write home about? Like, fix your house, God damn it. I mean, and
easy. It was with you, men and cousin today.
Then, secondly, man, God.
Thank you. I'll take it as the end of that.
Until we start telling ourselves the truth in this life, we can't advance. So, What he said, I would take it with a bag of salt. That's just a PR statement, because I know for certain that there are certain things that are not moving based on how things used to move. That's all I will say.
A bag of salt, not a pinch of salt?
In fact, soak yourself in salt.
Okay. Moving on to Hollywood now. Fantastic Four. And ahead of its release on the 25th of July, Marvel Studios decided to release a trailer on Thursday after it debuted earlier this month at the Disney CinemaCon presentation. Has any one of you seen it? Or are you excited about Fantastic Four? Or it's just another thing you have to watch?
I think there's been 3 in my lifetime. I did not like the first one. I missed the second one. So now let's hope till time to charm. But frankly, I saw the trailer and the answer for me is meh. I was certainly not even halfway impressed with the trailer. There's just something lacking. There wasn't enough ginger in what they were selling. So, but that's my view. Irabor, what do you think?
Yeah, so that franchise has always been meh. Like, I don't know why they keep reviving it.
I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not. Why are they insisting on bringing it back? I don't understand.
Like, why it's just like somebody that you have told, I know one do, I'm not doing. The person just keeps on going. But
the good times. This guy.
No, flame off is not flame on. They've hit the rock. Like, it's very invisible. Like, I don't even understand. The franchise is
Pascal.
Justice League is even better than it.
Yeah, so maybe they will succeed this time. But yeah, the trailer didn't do. I wasn't particularly, I don't know, enthused. Even the one where they were showing, remember the last trailer, the Thunderbolts one with the cheers and the names on cheers. To me, that was a more exciting reveal than this trailer that I saw. So
Fantastic. Why did they use the money made that they cancelled?
For the fans of Fantastic Four, you might want to check the trailer. And there are some interesting developments, including the development of a baby.
Are there any fans? You say for
Yes,
the
there
fans.
are. Irabor, have you forgotten that in this life, at least one person will be such a fan? See, someone said, always take 10 people to be your audience. Out of the 10 people, you'll have 4 people that you can do no wrong in their eyes. You would have actually 2. You would have 2 that you can do no wrong in their eyes. 4 people that will like you, 2 people that hate you, your very existence, that you're even taking in oxygen, they hate it. And the other 2 people, they're like the swing states. So I don't know if the math is mathing, but you understand what I mean. The remaining 2, they're just on the add them to the indifferent one. So you'd always have target audience in life. So there are people who cannot wait for Fantastic Four.
Good
And
audience
finally,
that spent $200 million. The target audience now gives you $2 million.
you still have audience.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
You still have audience.
Your own map is mapping.
Now moving
All
on
right.
to the final one from Hollywood. Harry Potter. Again, there's been
And well,
remade and they are recasting. And so far, the people that they have announced are nowhere near child actors, but they said they are not quite done yet, and they're still trying to do some things, 1 or 2, as I would
and
say.
they haven't announced the big three, so to speak, in that. So let's fingers crossed on that one. But I do know that.
Are we looking forward to an Harry Potter remake?
Well, me, I was never a fan, to be honest. I didn't even see the first ones, so it really doesn't concern me so much. Nope. I probably maybe I saw one, and that one would be like half of it. Nope, I would never. I wasn't a. I'm not a Potterhead, as they call them. Never.
Nope.
I'm just not. So anyway, but that's that. But the series, I mean, it might work, but I'm really tired, frankly, of all of these remakes. But if it works, it works. I do know though that the guy that they cast as what's his name, Professor Snape. Everybody knows Snape. I mean, the people who watch this stuff know Snape. The black guy that the Papa is here, that guy is in for a rough, very, very rough ride. Because even now, white boys seem to be very unhappy that they cast him in the role. So I'm just like, So yeah, that guy, I think there's going to be a lot of wahala on his head. But I mean, he'll survive. I hope the money is good enough.
Is any of you a fan of Black Mirror?
Not me.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it.
Any of the series, any of the episodes?
Never.
I have seen 1 or 2, but I can't say I'm a fan.
Wow. Okay, I was going to mention the Biodun TV movie premiering at Nollywood Weeks at Paris. Did we talk about that? No, we did not. Trade by barter. Did you? Has anyone?
I haven't seen a trailer for it, but I know that
That's a typical building TV movie title.
right? I mean, good for her. Maybe she's kind of she's the Jason Statham of Nollywood in terms of like directing. In that, small movie probably makes a profit and she's fine.
I'm happy she did Labake. So
is that?
She did Labake now.
Oh yes, that is true. I was at the I was at the introduction a few months ago. Yes, I remember that actually. She did that. She also did which I didn't like.
She even did this guy now, Play Networks, one of their movies. She has done a few she has done a film for.
It was Muri and Co. I was talking about actually. She did last year, which I thought was a terrible, terrible project. And I was like, maybe she should just go back to her low budget stuff. But what is phone? Off your own.
Thank you, Irabor. Would you like to give your final recommendations for this week? Especially seeing that people have a little time on their hands.
I would say people should just go to the cinema and check out stuff and come and let us know. I want to know people's thoughts. Like I don't want to only hear my own or your own or Oris's own. Like I always randomly when I'm outside, I just try to engage people and see what they think about cinema films because I want to be sure that it's not just only me that is thinking a certain way, and I want to see things from people's perspective and see why they go and watch certain films. I had a conversation with somebody, I think it was early this year, that time when I said I was going to watch, Funke's film. And the person just said, me, I just carry my babe combo. Like, that was it for him. Do you understand? And I asked another lady who came with like 3 of her friends. They're like, they just wanted to just watch the film because it was what was there and people hyped it. And I asked them, what did you think about it? I was like, just there. Like, they didn't, you get, and they moved on and they didn't care. She gets, and I think that was like their 3rd Funke film that they had seen in cinema. So I think Nigerians are not really particular. If it falls on the right time when they are available and they have money, I guess they will just watch it. So
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what would be your recommendation, Oris?
Yeah, I mean, because me, I'm a patriotic Nigerian all the time. So what I said. Yes, I would say yes, please go to the cinema. There's like at least 4 or 3 films from Nollywood currently showing. There is Radio Voice, the one from R&D. There are the O1 Bear Thieves and the Ashwebi Diaries. That's 2. There is what else? I think there's another one. It's one I'm leaving out. Oh yes, the Maxed King, as they call it. Yes, there's also that as well in the cinema. So yeah, there's a lot of things to like choose from. If you like, I guess some kind of traditional stuff, there is that. There's Labaka Olulu. So there's several stuff, right now at the cinemas. Any
What
of
is
them
that?
great.
What?
Olododo.
No, okay. So the thing with Yoruba language is that any change in intonation will result into another meaning. So what you just said is labake,
Owner of Dodo.
no, owner of flower, because ododo is flower in Yoruba language. Olododo means the honest one, the one who tells the truth. So, so you mean to say labake olododo, not labake olododo.
Okay. In other words, good luck to Yoruba language. But you do
When Oris opens his conglomerate of flower business, we'll call it the truth.
Oris olododo.
Man, don't come mainland, Abi.
There are a number of Hollywood films at the cinemas that I think, yes, that this weekend where it's like a free or like, no real heavy work weekend. Yeah, you should take a look at what is showing at the cinemas. For the streaming platform, I don't think there's any, Lagos Love, whatever. To be honest, I'm not a big fan, so I can't recommend that one. But yes, I would say please go to the cinemas. And if you see something like, I hope you tune in to tell us next week.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll keep it.
You should say it actually.
Thank you, Irabor, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. We thank you. And Oris, thank you for making it into the studio, even on a public holiday. We don't take that for granted at all. Thank you.
That? Nice guy.
Yeah, always.
And is this a part to plug out? Because
yes.
I want to tell everybody that Instagram took away my account. So please.
I won't say. Go on.
Anyway. So yes, so I've had to like go and reinstate my Instagram account, and now it is Catch Oris now. It used to be Catch Oris Ground. So now it's Catch Oris now. It is not an advice, it's just the name of stuff. So it's like it's Catch Oris now on Instagram. And it's still catch, and it's still
don't catch him now.
And it's Catch Oris, or it's still Catch Oris on Twitter, where they still like me. So there is that. So please, I would like very much from my 2 followers right now. So get to 5. So please, it's Catch Oris, CATCHORISNOW. Catch Oris now on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. And you can find Irabor on socials where he keeps it 100, right?
Yeah, Irabor 100. That's how I keep it. Maybe if they take mine, I'll do Irabor 360. I'll just be turning around.
Be turning on your own.
Irabor turning on your own. That would be a better one.
That's the next one.
Thank you for being a part of Film Focus, and you can catch a repeat of this on YouTube. In fact, we'll put it up for you on our status at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. That's the handle you're searching for on YouTube. And our WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. My name is Oluwaseun.
This is your mission should you choose to accept it.
Wants to kill me.